This week on Coffin Fodder, we have a little boy being visited by the ghosts of Christmas present and Christmas past, as we sit down to talk about M. Night Shyamalan's breakout film, The Sixth Sense.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
I like to dissect girls.
This is God.
We have such sights to show you.
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
I see dead red.
Even in hell.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no tears, please.
They're here.
Here's Johnny.
Hello and welcome to episode 66 of Coffin Fodder. I am your ghost helping host, Mike Warby, and I am joined by the guy in your bedroom in his underwear, Mr. Kyle Mickleborough.
Not again. Why does this always happen to me?
And the boy who loves playing with his dad's gun, Mr. Brady Silger.
I will tell you guys something after the show referring to a gun, but
Oh no. Getting pass. Yeah. And we are here to talk one of the legendary ones, a mystery hat pick, The Sixth Sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see dead people. Everyone's favorite I see dead people. One of the most famous lines in cinema.
It's like one of the most memed on movies of all time, I swear to God.
yeah.
So yeah, this is one of the most legendary probably one of the most legendary ghost horror movies, certainly. Anyway.
Yeah.
Like in the entire canon, but certainly of the last like 30 years.
Don't forget the movie Ghost.
Oh yeah.
That's up there. But yeah, no, this is a big movie. This was a big movie when it came out, basically right from the get-go. This was it was a pretty critically acclaimed. It did well. It was well.
All the money.
Yeah,
People got nominated for Best Picture. Haley Joel Osment was nominated
Yeah.
for Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
Even though he's like just a little guy.
Is this M. Night's first?
It's not his first.
Okay.
He had a movie with Rosie O'Donnell before this that was like a comedy that nobody really cared about.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's a Rosie No Donald for me.
Some movie where she's the mom of like a kid who plays baseball or something.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I've never
tried
A League of Their Own?
I've never seen it obviously, but I know that this isn't his first movie.
Okay. Maybe the first one.
This is his, yeah.
It's his breakout movie though.
Fair enough.
So yeah.
out.
Yeah. So this movie succeeded in like all forms and kind of gave him a blank slate to make the next few.
Yeah.
Which made until Lady in the Water, he was basically allowed to do whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, maybe we got to start reining this guy in a bit.
We'll put a collar on him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
you should say that.
Was Signs after this? Or was Signs... Okay.
Let's see the chronology, because
Yes.
it's funny that you bring that up. Well, you guys are yapping. I'll see if I can get a quick
Well,
chronology.
I can just do it with my OCD brain.
You silly weirdo.
Yeah, I got Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, Signs, The Village, Lady in the Water, and then you start getting into the real crap fest ones.
So Unbreakable
Like
was
the Avatars and the Afters
Yes,
and
yes.
those crappy ones.
Say that fast again. You did Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, and then
Signs, and The Village,
and then
and
The Village.
Lady in the Water.
Okay, those first four movies
Great.
are all fucking awesome movies. Like, I mean, like top tier movies.
All fantastic.
Oh, yeah, good.
All fantastic. I mean, Unbreakable is not really a horror movie, but
No,
the other three
are.
The other three are close enough.
Yeah.
Horror are close enough.
Horror close enough. There's enough. This is the least spooky of those that we had mentioned, and there's still enough spook in this that I think we get away with it. But Signs and The Village, especially, those are fucking.
Yeah.
Those are.
Yeah, alien abduction movie and Monsters in the Woods movie.
Yeah.
Well, people still, to this day, talk about just the scene where they're watching the TV and the alien walks past the...
Those are legendary jump scares.
Yeah.
One of the all-time legendary jump scares.
Absolutely, it is. And The Village had plenty of that stuff going on too. Lots of twists and jump scares and just weird shit. And I just think it's so funny because M. Night kind of became a name that was synonymous with like, or like, yeah, exactly. He became known for his shtick. But yeah, before Lady in the Water, which was just too weird, I think those first batch of movies are so fucking good.
Yeah, I think of the four, I think Signs is my least favorite
Sure.
because it's the most like faith is a common it plays a big part in this.
Yeah,
It's a common recurring theme in his work.
it is.
I just think Signs is the most heavy-handed about it. Where it's literally a vision from God.
At least for his first few movies, there's heavier handed movies of his now.
Yeah.
For example, the one we've done it on the show, and I can't remember the name. Is it
Knock
Knock at the Cabin? I think that is much heavier on his religious themes.
Yeah.
Yeah, recurring theme in his work.
That one's like Knock on the Cabin. It doesn't push the religion thing as much as in your face as it does with Signs. Because Signs, he's a priest, and like the whole thing is like, is this an angel coming down? Or are they just that, and then losing his wife? But yeah.
Well, he realized like the part I really don't like. Not to go too far down the science rabbit hole, but the part I don't like is his wife dies, and that's how he loses his faith. And she says, "Swing away, Billy," or whatever, before she dies.
Yeah.
And then he realizes that was a message from God for him, and then that's how he. And I just think that's a silly.
Sometimes subtlety is lost on M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, I just think that's so. Wait, God, when your wife was dying, God sent this line to her so that you could tell your brother to hit an alien with a bat one day?
Yeah, he doesn't always know how to get his plot pieces lined up, but he gets them there.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. Maybe there was an easier way. Maybe we could have said, maybe the wife could have said, water kills them.
Yeah. He struggles with the A to B. Sometimes he's putting ACB just as a way to bridge to the next. He does what he wants.
I just think that twist doesn't really work that well. But
it seems like we're going on a bit of a tangent. But it's hard not to talk about the director of this movie while we're talking about this.
Well, he is one of the biggest breakout directors of the last 30 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he had his fall from grace, and he's kind of bounced back from that with The Visit was his first one.
So good.
The Visit, Split, Knock at the Cabin that we've covered,
Trap,
Old, and then Trap.
Yeah, Old was a weird one.
Haven't watched it.
I don't know if he kind of got, like you said, reeled back and his budget's not quite there, or he just doesn't care and he's doing what he feels like doing. Either way, that's also great. Do your thing. You don't have to love all of them, but he's got some interesting ones out there. I've seen most of them. Old was maybe I've spent hour and a half of my time better than
it got old fast.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even just
it wasn't fast old.
No, it was a lackluster movie that had cool concept. But
well, that's a lot of his. A lot of his movies is like
cool,
really cool
ideas.
He also produced that. I know he produced the movie Devil, where like there's 5 people in a
the elevator.
He didn't direct that, but he produced it.
I like that movie.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's a pretty cool movie.
I'd love to see what he could do, maybe with like a collaborative effort between someone else in his wheelhouse, because he's got his ideas excellent, his execution sometimes excellent.
Yeah, sometimes,
and I'll leave it at that, because like that's enough. Sometimes excellent.
Well, this is like this is case in point for what he's good at.
Absolutely.
What I think M. Night Shyamalan. Did we say we're talking about The Sixth Sense?
We are talking about The Sixth Sense.
Well,
not M. Night. Yeah.
I'm sure they saw the title when they clicked on it or whatever.
Yeah. Sorry, M. Night. We're not trying to shit on you. We love you. We do.
Well, he's mixed bag. Yeah,
you get what you get, pal.
Yeah, he's not terrible, but he's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
And what I think he really excels at is taking like these big supernatural ideas and then grounding them in reality.
I totally agree, and I think he did that with Unbreakable. He took a Superman character and made it just a regular Joe dad.
Yeah, this is what it would be. This is what being a superhero would look like for your average person.
Yeah, discovering that you were super strong and couldn't be beaten, So I completely agree. He takes these lofty ideas and then turns them into something much more grounded.
Yeah, like the aliens in that Signs basically all takes place on one farm, but it's like it's alien invasion across the world,
right?
But it's doing it in this really grounded way, and then obviously with this one, it's a kid who can see ghosts,
right?
And anybody who knows anything at this point knows that he really can see ghosts.
Yeah,
they play it for the first half. Like, is he? Because Malcolm is a child psychologist. Bruce Willis's character,
and that's the tough part about this movie, especially watching it 2026 and it's a 1999 movie, is that it is a movie that relies on its twist. It is a movie that relies on it being told from start to finish without some of the middle being revealed. But most people watching it today are going to have that pivotal moment spoiled by someone or something.
Both of the twists.
Sure. And
for sure, most soul no going in.
Yeah, going to lose some of what made this so fucking good. So try and forget that you know there's a twist.
Well, it's the Luke, no Luke, I am your father of our generation.
Yeah.
Probably like everybody knows the twist.
Yeah, and it just doesn't land as hard.
Yeah.
You know, it was cool watching this movie again because even though, the last time I saw it was probably 1999, I still remember the twist. I still remember most of the beats of the story. It was cool watching it knowing how everything's playing out because there's little things you can watch from the start of the movie that would give you those hints right from the beginning.
Yeah.
But, it's such a cool movie. Anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, to get into it, the movie, I mean, obviously stars Bruce Willis as Malcolm, and then Cole, Haley Joel Osment is in his first role as Cole.
Yeah.
So
Incredible.
those are our two central characters. There's other characters. Toni Collette is the mom, and there's a couple other key characters, his wife.
Yeah.
But mainly most of the movie is just Bruce Willis and Haley Joel Osment talking.
Yeah.
And hanging out and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the thrust of this movie. Before we're introduced to Cole, we got Malcolm and his wife getting smashed, and he got a plaque from the city. It takes place in Philadelphia, not West Philadelphia, but South Philadelphia.
Not born and raised.
Not born and raised. No.
So presumably all the kids he helped for born.
Well,
which is why how he got
potentially
how he got
In the
plaque.
playgrounds, how he spent most of his days.
Unfortunately, one of them was not born and raised very well. Because you have Donnie Wahlberg as Vincent Gray in his house, just hanging out in his briefs,
Just checking out the sitch.
with a gun. Yeah, just hanging out.
How you doing?
Did you say checking out the sitch?
Yeah.
In his gitch?
Yep. The sitch in his itch.
And for his how brief his scene is in this movie,
Mhm.
he does a really good job.
He does. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell he's a very damaged character. He doesn't really get a lot of lines. You don't even know his name. Oh, no, you do know his name a little bit later, but
Quick, yeah.
it's like how pivotal that character is, even though he's only in there for, 2, maybe 3 minutes.
The impetus.
Yeah, so this sets up. This is, I mean, there's no point in trying to dodge around the twist.
No.
Because everybody and their
Everybody
fucking
knows.
dog knows. So this scene, this scene here, he is shot.
Bruce Willis dead.
Yeah, and surprise, surprise, he's fucking dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, so that's gonna be that's the big thing. But there's no point in dancing around.
Yeah,
everybody fucking.
Bruce
That's like,
Willis is Willie
it's
dead.
like trying to talk about the Matrix and be like, "Did you know they're in a simulation?"
Yeah.
Wait, what? That's like it's like
Yeah, I know Keanu is the one.
Everybody knows. Yes, everybody knows. So
Thanks for spoiling the Matrix, guys.
yeah.
That's the movie. Then we get Bruce Willis, who is dead, talking to a young child who sees dead people.
Well, and because the twist is like everybody knows it anyway.
Yeah.
We can talk about the little hints
Right from the get-go.
right from the get go.
Yeah.
And like the first one I noticed is that Cole comes out of his house
Mm-hmm.
and Malcolm is kind of like trying to approach him for the first time.
Yeah.
Cole is trying
blocking it.
He's really trying to avoid
He's
it.
fucking gone.
And that's because he thinks he's another ghost here to harass him.
Yeah.
And he's scared of them and stuff.
That's why he takes off and runs to the church.
Yeah, he goes straight to the church, and then Cole comes into the church, the first ghost who's probably ever followed him into the church,
Mhm.
and then starts talking to him. And then this is Cole starting to for the first time, let his guard down.
Yeah.
And then you see them slowly start to form a trusting relationship.
Yeah, they talk back and forth, and I think in the church it's a pretty short conversation, but at least the trust is built before he sees Cole grab a Jesus figure on his way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it shows him at the church playing with figurines and stuff.
Mhm.
My first reaction, because I haven't seen this since I was really little, him grabbing one of I think it's Mother Mary.
He's got a whole bunch of them that he's stolen from the church. Yeah.
But I thought, oh, it's just a rambunctious kid just wanting to steal another toy.
Yeah.
But then you find out, there's more to it.
He's had a little blanket sanctuary in his house filled with all kinds of holy figures that he's presumably stolen from all kinds of places. Like, I think he's got like 30 or 40
He's
of
got
them.
like an altar of
I think
protection.
he's got like, some Jewish figures. I think he's kind of pulling whatever works is kind of what he's doing.
Yeah.
Stick them all in the little tent.
Hopefully
and
one of them-
hopefully one of them keeps the ghosts
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. Well, it is the church that they don't go into. So I think his idea is I'll build a fort with a bunch of religious memorabilia, garb.
Yeah, we see towards the end that doesn't work either because Misha Barton, who plays the little girl at the end, is able to come right in as well.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to jump ahead a lot, but I think because he gets so close with Crow, or I guess Michael, Malcolm
Crowe,
yeah,
Dr. Malcolm.
I think he starts laying his guard down, and that's why the ghosts are getting stronger because I don't think he at first knows that Crow is
because it's another way to read it is that because she's a child like him, she's innocent enough
to get in there
that she can come in without.
She doesn't mean harm.
Yeah,
but he also says that some of the ghosts or spirits were actually harming him.
Yep. And they are, and you see them.
Yeah,
comes up as part of, they blame it on the mom for abusing them.
Yeah, they blame it on the mom, or Malcolm thinks that he highlights in his book at one point that he thinks it's like self-harming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So but it's interesting to note because if you pause when the first ghost appears, actually that we see, it is literally the halfway point of the movie. It's almost it's like the movie is like a 1 hour 40 or 1 hour 50, and it's like 49:50 of the 1 hour 50 or whatever.
Yeah,
or start over 40.
Watching those because we talk about that a lot. Yeah, of like the first moment that it gets scary, or the first moment you see a monster, or the first kill. We talk about that so much, or like the end of the introductory arc.
Yeah,
and it always seems like that. It's around that halfway mark.
This is
sort of.
It's right down.
It's
right down to the halfway point. Yeah, where they finally, because for like up until that point, the first half of the movie is just like a psychological thriller,
which is cool.
That's all it
really
is.
Cool part of the movie. Yeah.
It's like, is this real or is this fake?
Yeah, and I mean, when you're watching this without knowing the twist, you're very much in the dark of what's going on. You don't know what you're watching yet because nothing has shown you that.
Yeah. Well, if I would have been able to see this in the theaters when it came out, not knowing what was going on for half of the movie, I think that would have made the movie 10 times better. And I love this movie.
See, the problem, it's the classic problem with movies. If you've seen the trailer, you already know that he can see ghosts. Or
true. Yeah.
Because at the very least, because the opening scene of the trailer, I remember, is the scene from the end of the movie where he says there's a woman, like a woman up there died or whatever. And then his mom says, "Where is she?"
Right next.
How can you see her? And she's like, "Yeah, she's standing outside my window."
Yeah. That's in the trailer?
Yeah, that's
why I watch trailers, man. Why do people put that shit in the fucking trailer?
That should have been
that catch piece for the end.
Yeah, that's a fantastic button to their story and should not be spoiled. And
I think the scene that comes a little bit after, like, while they're still in the car, is more like heartwarming. I'm not gonna jump that yet, but
having that as your ending of or as a piece in your trailer that confirms that yes, there is indeed ghosts being seen, definitely takes away from watching this film and just wondering what's going on between a troubled child and a child psychiatrist.
Yeah. And I think there's a few shots of the ghosts in the trailer. And I think that's where...
Yeah. Okay.
But the problem is, once you've seen the ghosts in the trailer, you know that there are real ghosts in this movie.
As soon as you're aware that there is or will be a supernatural element to this, it definitely takes away.
So you've already lost the first twist.
Yeah.
Before you even watch the movie,
which sucks.
Yeah, which is kind of a bummer. But
stop doing that. Yeah, all you people.
Malcolm has grown distant from his wife because he's dead.
Because he's dead.
There's no point in dancing her.
She's not talking to him, not looking at. Is he dead? That sounds a lot like
marriage.
It's just a relationship. Wife won't look at him, talk to him, touch him, do anything with him. He just wanders through the house. Doors are always fucking locked. You can't get where he's trying to go. It would work.
They're suggesting throughout most of the movie that they've grown apart.
Yeah.
And she is thinking about cheating on him with this guy from her work.
Yeah. And he's too involved in his work to be a doting husband.
Yeah. And so what's really going on is he kind of floats in between these moments in life because he's a ghost.
Yeah.
And he's loose connected by a world.
Yeah.
He's coming to see his wife, and then he keeps visiting Cole like the other ghosts go and see him because
he can be seen and interacted with. Yeah.
It seems like he's doing his everyday go to work, go home, go to sleep things, but he's not actually doing that. He's just seeing a kid that can actually see.
Right. And it's cool, and that's them playing with their way of storytelling, is that it feels like they're just cutting out those monotonous, boring parts of a person's day
Yeah.
and just showing, the parts that are relevant to the story. But in this case, he doesn't have other parts of his day because he's
They set it up just well enough that you think, because we have the scene of when he's late he's late for the date.
Yeah.
And he says, I can't seem to keep track of time, and it's because he's dead.
Yeah.
But the scene is played the way it's played is he's kind of apologizing and trying to talk to her, and then she goes, "Happy anniversary, Malcolm," and just leaves
because she's pissed because he's always busy, never around, always at work, yada yada yada.
But really, she's commemorating.
This is like a happy anniversary memory of
Commemorating
this used to be.
Just like kind of let go of him.
Correct. Yeah.
When earlier on, she's watching their wedding tape.
Yeah.
And getting emotional about it, and he's sitting in the chair and just like, oh yeah, that was a good time. I get emotional watching this too. But then she keeps watching and getting sadder and sadder because it's not that far of a gap between when he died and now.
Right.
Well, and that's something that you would look at if you would been in love with this person and then now you've grown apart and you guys don't have a connection anymore. That is something you would look at and be sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So again, like they play it pretty well for the most part. There's also the scene where Cole comes home and he's sitting there with Toni Collette. Obviously, they don't talk because she can't see him.
Yeah.
But it's set up as if
they were already
were talking.
Yeah.
And that's how he came into the house.
There's a couple of those, and they're cool. I like those.
Yeah, they're trying to set it up like he's a regular person
because
in the world, but he doesn't speak to anyone else,
and no one interacts with him.
Yeah, nobody interacts with him. Specifically, there's a scene later where he sees that guy at his house, and he's trying to yell at him like, "Hey," because he thinks what are you doing at my house? You're trying to fuck my wife?
Exactly. Yeah.
And the guy just completely ignores him, which it's smartly the way they hide the twist.
It's very smart.
I didn't see it coming, but I was like, gosh, how young
we were young when this came out.
I would have been 14.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the twist coming.
No, I wouldn't. No way would I have.
But yeah, once this movie's been out for 6 months, everybody basically
pretty much everybody knew.
Yeah, it was the biggest, the worst
kept
one of the worst kept secrets in Hollywood history.
Oh shit.
Well, I think as soon as the movie came out, SNL did like a spoof on that already.
Yeah, I Dead People was in Scary Movie.
Yeah.
And it was in everything. It was speaking of the Matrix we brought up, that was like very much like the Matrix. This was a very spoofed.
And they're spoofed for a good reason because they're really popular movies.
It's culturally iconic. Everybody's got a connection to this story.
Right.
So it's really easy to just do jokes or spoofs of things that everybody's already familiar with.
Yeah. Well, sorry, not to go to a Scary Movie 6, but some of the references they make, unless you're a horror fan or have seen them, you're not gonna, like there's a Terrifier reference that's pretty funny, but then like they'll go to Long Legs, and if you don't know Nicolas Cage's character in Long Legs, you're not gonna get the joke.
See, I think we're off topic, but just the trailer of Long Legs, I think, was enough that it circulated and people remembered it, that even if they didn't watch the movie or like the movie, they remember the trailer when it came out.
Yeah.
And like that's enough to riff on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of the other moments I noticed too, it fits right in with the ones you were bringing up, Mike. I think there's in the principal's office towards sort of the halfway point when Cole's getting in trouble or something, and it flashes to the principal's office, and he's also sitting there. Malcolm and the mom are both sitting there in separate chairs, I believe. Yeah, there's a bunch of those. It's really neat.
Sorry, is that after the Stuttering Stanley thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why he's been sent to the principal's office.
Also, that scene, I remember that as a kid, and I laughed my ass off just because it's like every kid wants to fucking fuck with their teachers so hard.
Well, it's funny because I had watched this just a year and a half ago with my kids, and my one daughter got her hand stuck in a Stanley mug, and so I started saying "stuck in a Stanley." Stuck in a Stanley. Like, we don't need to go beat for beat because this movie is basically they're the same thing the entire time.
Yeah.
And just it's like a much more wholesome version of Silence of the Lambs.
For sure.
Yeah, it's just a patient and a psychologist building up. Well, in that movie, it's an FBI agent, but yeah, same basic idea.
Yeah.
So they're building up this relationship between them and this trust, and then he thinks that Cole is a disturbed child, which Cole is disturbed.
Yeah, you start
But he's disturbed for good reason.
Yeah.
So that's the main
starts,
what we got to get to is when
That's right.
the first ghost that appears is the lady the abused housewife who cut her wrists.
Mhm.
That's the first one we see, and that's right at the halfway point.
In his house. I actually thought that was supposed to be his grandma, maybe. Because his grandma's keeps moving the bee necklace. The metal bee necklace.
The bee pendant.
Yeah.
Bee pendants.
I didn't even think about
I
that.
kind of thought that was his grandma. Yeah. But that's right. He sees the old lady in there. Is that the only ghost around at that time? Or is
That's
there
the first ghost we
Okay.
see. The next one is the kid who played with his dad's gun.
That's what I thought.
That's the next one, yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
okay. With his, and then he turns to walk away, and he's got his brains blown out of the back
Well,
of
and
his
that's
head.
your first. That's actually your first hint about Bruce. Like one of the main reasons you don't think Bruce Willis is dead
Mm-hmm.
is because every character we see in the movie who is dead, you see evidence of
Their
having
injuries,
died.
whether it's cut wrists or the bullet wound out the back of the head, but we don't see Bruce's.
But they've
Nothing
actually
on him.
done. Yeah, they've actually pulled the same trick
Yeah,
as they pulled with the kid, where
it's on the
he
other
has
side.
the wound, you
Yeah.
just can't see it.
Yeah. Well, and
Because he's wearing that jacket the
Eh,
whole movie.
yeah, and I could be wrong. Is he in the same clothes he was shot in the whole time? I can't remember if he has a white shirt on at some point.
I think he changed. It looks like
He
he
does
changed
change
that,
it.
but it might just be the way the light hits the,
That's what
the
I wondered.
shirt too, because
Yeah.
it's a grayish color shirt. So
didn't pay-
outside in the sun, it's gonna look different than
I
inside.
didn't pay enough.
Well, and you get
attention.
used to that's something that you kind of wouldn't notice anyway, because you kind of get used to like characters who are officials
Mhm.
or have like a very professional kind of job. You get used to them just kind of wearing
the same
clothes.
suit.
yeah,
over-
throughout the entire movie.
Right. Whereas in this case, if that it would be intentional, I would
Yeah.
imagine. The other thing is, as the movie goes on and you cross that halfway point and things are kind of picking up, you do see him kind of reach down and like hold his.
I've noticed the idea.
Yeah, there's a
that on
couple
most
scenes
recent-
where he's holding his side where he was shot. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, he tucks his hand into his belt,
But he never
he's
makes
kinda-
much. Yeah, he just kind of holds it there. He never makes much of it.
And there.
So you're left as a viewer, you're thinking, oh, that's where he got shot. That's where his old injury is.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
a classic
Yeah.
coping thing,
Exactly.
where you would find yourself kind of touching.
Touching that old wound, that
Yeah.
little trauma spot or whatever. Yeah.
I refer to it as the Al Bundy, just hands down the pants and
Yeah.
watch TV.
Yeah. Where your old wounds are.
Well, he wasn't married with children, unfortunately.
Oh,
Cole's as close as we're getting.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
I do like the father son dynamic that they
Mhm.
have,
Mm-hmm.
because it like he shows up at everything Cole has to like do in his life, and I thought that was a cool.
Well, and he
He's got an absentee father.
yeah.
and
Malcolm
never had a child. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, when Cole picks up the photo of his mom, and his dad, I almost for a second thought that was M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, just because he was.
Yeah, just because it only flashed.
he's
quick.
he's in the movie as a doctor.
He's a Dr. Hill. Is what it is referred to.
Yeah, that's the first ever M. Night cameo. Something
first
that
of
will
many.
occur in basically
Every single one.
every single movie he makes after this.
He makes a cameo in his own life.
Yeah.
People will be sitting at his house, and he'll just walk by with a shitty grin, and then leave the scene. That's a real thing. I read an interview about that. They'll fuck with people just like pause and more right.
His own house.
Yeah, like it's like
outside of it.
yeah, which I think is funny as hell.
Like that's funny. Yeah.
Well, and then it's worth noting that one of his biggest inspirations was Alfred Hitchcock, and that's why he started to do that, because Hitchcock used to put himself in every movie.
Yeah.
Not quite as not quite for as long as M. Night does. M. Night tends to put himself in for
Plays a character, not just a flash.
or has like a full scene.
Yeah.
Whereas, Hitchcock would be like a guy reading a newspaper on the
Mhm.
street.
Yeah.
But you can see the Hitchcock energy in like Shyamalan stuff, because Hitchcock stuff was always very slow burn, slow build up. Like his most famous movie, Psycho, only contains 2 murders.
Right. Yeah. He's a build up guy, you know. You can always feel the Hitchcock build up.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there's no jizz in the word.
Do any of these fuckers ever come fall? The big old dingleberry. Which is funny because they are ghosts.
They are ghosts. It is true.
It's interesting, the ghosts.
It is interesting that there is ghosts.
Yeah. now we've got the reveal that the ghosts are indeed real, and Malcolm is starting to believe maybe that could be the case. He doesn't really believe him until towards the end when he listens to Vincent.
Yeah, he starts to believe Cole, but you're right. Then he sees the similarities between Vincent Gray, the guy that shot him, and Cole.
Yeah,
and then checks out the tapes.
Yeah, and that becomes his confirmation at towards the end of the movie. We've also got, that's a dark touch actually, when they're walking through the school after the first performance, and you've got he mentions in class that they used to hang people there, and the teacher tries to no, they didn't
play it off. It used to be a law house, and he's like, yeah, that's the who used to hang them.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah,
but when it's the hanged people, it's a woman and two black people, and then one of them is a child as well. So it's
clear that they're dressed in pilgrim times.
It's especially dark because it's the people who were hanged were often second class citizens. Women were not allowed to own land or have their own bank accounts or anything, and black people obviously were slaves and whatnot. So you have for a really dark touch early on. I think
there's a few moments
there's 3 dead kids in this movie actually.
There's
the kid with the gunshot wound.
Vomit
got
girl.
the kid, the
Misha
kid
Barton.
hanging in the school, and then Misha Barton as the girl who was poisoned at the end.
There's a few darker touches like that with the burned lady in the school theater where it had burnt down previously too, where you see ghosts from moments that had happened around the town or in the building.
And he's a kid, so he's been running from them obviously, and hiding from them. But Bruce Willis kind of Malcolm Crowe clues him in on what he thinks they're really want at the end, towards the end as well.
Yeah,
which is help.
Help. Yeah, they must want something, and I think that's what he tells to Cole is think about what they want from you.
Why do you think they're all coming to you or whatever?
Yeah, they need something or want something.
Yeah. So I mean, again, we've covered all the beats already because this is just what the movie is.
It is really, if you were to lay this movie out and look at it, it would be very small to look at because most of what's happening is
just the same type of scene over and over.
It is,
and then it's the same. It's basically the same 2 or 3 scenes over and over again. It's Cole and his mom as she struggles with what he's dealing with. Toni Collette as his mom.
Yeah, or it's Cole and Malcolm discussing the finer details of what's going on.
Yeah.
Or Cole reckoning with Malcolm, reckoning with his failure of his sheriff. What he thinks.
Cole and his bullies. Yeah. Because the one kid's a famous actor and he
Tommy Thompson.
You gotta have Tommy Talisa.
That's what it is. Tommy Tamison or something stupid. Yeah.
And then the other recurring scene is MC and Ghost. Yeah. So those basically the movie is just those 5 scenes playing over and over again throughout the movie.
It is, where it builds up to, and we kind of have already basically been there, where it builds up to Malcolm's discovery of, you can kind of already see it that he's looking at Cole as redemption for failing in his eyes Vincent Gray.
Yeah,
and that's essentially where it goes, is that Bruce Willis needed to solve his problem to move on. And also Cole just needs to help these ghosts out, man. Get your shit together, kids. Start helping.
Yeah, we might as well just move on to that part of the movie because that's Bruce Willis goes back. He's starting to believe Malcolm or starting to believe Cole, and then he's looking over at his stack of old files, his tapes of and files of his previous patients, and he sees Vincent Gray over there, and then he pulls out the tape from one of their interviews, and he keeps turning it up. He basically listens to part of it and hears that Vincent's attitude has changed a lot from when they were joking and he left the room.
Yeah, to where it got really
when
serious.
He came back and he was like, because something had happened.
Comments that it's cold in there, which is to signify there's ghosts in the room.
That's a recurring thing in the movie.
Yeah,
and one thing I know about this movie is that the color red is usually meant to signify something in this movie. It's meant to be a hint or an element of truth. And you notice that throughout the movie when the balloon goes floating up and then he gets trapped in the thing. The only time I noticed that I thought probably wasn't intentional was the whole baseball team that walks by early on.
Maybe
all have red hats on, but I was like, chances are that
just
not all these kids are dead
Yeah.
and don't have any evidence on their names,
but
right?
like even it's a red sheet around his sanctuary.
Yeah, it's throughout, and the doorknob that Bruce Willis is trying to go downstairs, that's a red doorknob.
Cole's mom wears a red jacket.
Yeah. He wears Cole wears a red sweater.
Yeah, so there's like red is meant to be symbolic in this movie.
I thought the balloon was like an homage to like Stephen King, like Pennywise with the red balloon, but that could just be overthinking.
Could be an homage to a certain German song from the 80s.
Could be an homage to fromage.
Yeah, that gets us to eventually he listens to it 3 or 4 times, and then he turns it up all the way, and he can actually hear the ghost talking to him after he's left the room.
Yeah,
and there's another hint that technology might be able to capture this sort of thing, because when the mom is looking at all the pictures of her and Cole or whatever, she can see
that old 90s glare in the photos. That's there was ghosts.
And right back from when he was a baby,
yeah,
she sees him looking off into the distance instead of at the camera. He's looking at the light glimmer or whatever. Yeah, that more or less takes us to the final arc for those two characters, as Malcolm encourages him to start trying to help the ghost and see.
Yeah, and also sort of seems to encourage him just to live a little, not to be afraid of them, right? Because he was a kid that was steeped in fear, and then by the end, he's leading the play. He's picking the sword out of the stone.
Well, and it's interesting. Him and his mom have that exchange early on, where they have this game where they talk about how they wish their days had gone, and that's one of his version. Is like, I got picked first at kickball, and then I scored the winning goal, and then they all carried me on their shoulders.
Yeah, basically, just I didn't go to school and get bullied all day.
Yeah, everybody likes me now. Everybody thinks I'm great,
and I'm not weird and a freak.
Yeah, so that we gotta get to the girl. Misha Barton as that young girl. She's like 12 or something.
Yeah.
So she comes to him, and he runs away like he always does.
Right.
But then he decides to go back and talk to her for the first time.
Yeah.
And so that's,
he literally says, "What do you want?" or something. I can't remember. It's very plain.
Is there something you need, or can I help you with something or whatever? I can't remember exactly what it is, but yeah, he goes back and talks to her, and then it cuts to Malcolm has gone with him to the house where this funeral was happening.
Right.
And we realize it's interesting. This is a Munchausen's by proxy situation. And that's something that was not commonly known back then. Munchausen's by proxy is when you make yourself sick or make yourself a victim to try and garner sympathy and get attention and stuff. Munchausen's by proxy is when you make someone else sick or hurt them to get attention.
Oh, sounds cool.
And most people didn't know about Munchausen's by proxy until the case of Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Munchausen's sounds like you're really high or something.
I got the Munchausen's.
Yep. Her and her boyfriend. She was a kid who was sick all the time, and then her and her boyfriend killed her mom, who was making her sick all the time after she realized it. So that was that was when everybody in the world kind of knew about it. But this is really early on, so it's interesting that that's the solution to what's going on. What happened to this
girl? Yeah,
because that would have been not well known back then. Yeah. Anyway, he goes to the house where the funeral's happening, or the funeral would have happened at the chapel or whatever.
Yeah, it's
the after service or
party.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking too.
This after party's a bummer. Everybody's drinking, but nobody's having fun.
Someone needs to turn this shit up.
Yeah.
Where the DJ at?
Yeah.
Spin some Black Eyed Peas in here.
We don't hear what the conversation between him and this ghost was.
So shows up to the funeral, the after party with a box.
No, he finds the box in her room. He goes upstairs and he's looking around her room and sees all the marionettes and the little clown figurine, and she pops out. Kira, I think her name's Kira.
Sure.
Pops out and grabs his leg, and it scares the shit out of him.
Kira Collins, yeah.
And he looks under the bed, and she's like,
"Oh yeah,
come here."
Yeah.
Because I don't think any of the other ghosts really talk to him except for her and Michael.
there's actually the ghost talking to him. Like, it's not super important, but there is a few ghosts that talk to him throughout the movie.
Yeah, I mean the kid,
The old
like,
lady,
does
the kid with the gun.
Yeah. I get his grandma, which we don't see. Unless his grandma is the one that Kyle said in the very beginning.
I think they would have mentioned her suicide probably if it was.
But how would a child? If she did kill herself, I don't think his mother would tell her son.
True.
That grandma killed herself. Like he's so young. Like he's what?
Doesn't it? I mean, it doesn't really.
That was just connecting dots.
I assumed
Dots don't always go together.
It was an old lady who got sick and died.
That's yeah.
But anyway, doesn't not super important one way or the other. But yeah, it's what's in the box. What's in the box?
What's in the box?
So yeah, she gives him this box. He approached Kira's dad at the funeral or after party. I keep saying, which is death not the ultimate after party?
If you're not banging out hard after you're dead, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. So he takes the box to the dad and gives it to him, and then the dad assumes. He says to him, Kira wanted you to have this.
Mm-hmm.
And then he opens it and it's a videotape.
Yeah.
And then he starts watching it and he assumes that it's just a cute memories of her.
Yeah,
Because she used to make
puppet show.
She used to make videotapes in her room of puppet shows and birthday parties and stuff.
Yeah.
You see a big stack of videotapes in her room.
Yeah.
And he's watching it and kind of just smiling and kind of crying about his dead kid or whatever, right? And then you get the reveal that she left the tape on when her mom came in one time, and that's what's on this tape.
Yeah.
The mom poisoning her.
Yeah.
Pouring you can't really see what
make out what the fuck
pine
it
sol or
was.
something?
It looked the bottle looked like pine sol, but it almost looked like some sort of motor oil
Yeah.
type stuff.
If it was
Something that
Pine's fault, it would take a lot more.
Well, it depends how long she's been doing it.
It's pretty tasty, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the lemony fresh.
I like the
taste.
lemon shit. Yeah, lemonade.
Yeah, you see her come in with the soup, and then Kira pretends to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And then you see her put the tray down and then grab a bottle that she has hidden in Kira's room,
Mm-hmm.
pour it into the cap and measure it out as a certain amount of poison.
Yeah.
Not enough to kill her, just enough to keep her sick.
Yeah.
Keep her sick for 2 years, I think they said at one point that she'd been sick.
So presumably the kid would not have been sick at all.
Yeah. Well, they at the after party, you hear a couple. I don't know if they're relatives or friends. The one goes, "Oh yeah, she's seen 6 different doctors and they couldn't figure out what it was, and one said it was cancer."
You know what else they say at the funeral or whatever that I didn't glean on previous ones? There's a guy talking to a girl or a girl talking to a guy who says, now the other daughter's starting to get sick.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
I didn't catch that either. No,
It's suggesting that now that
She's
one
moving
daughter,
on.
now she's starting to poison the other kid to keep the grift going or whatever.
Yeah, interesting. No, I didn't catch that.
So yeah, that's super fucking dark. That she's just this mom killing her kids one after another.
Yeah.
Keep getting attention or whatever.
Yeah. That's it. That's pretty much where that scene ends too. There's not a lot more that goes on in there.
No, and she happens to be wearing red also.
Right. Yeah.
She's wearing a red.
And by she, the girl's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then he confronts her at the funeral, but we don't see the aftermath.
No.
You just see him saying you were keeping her sick.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people, when he's watching the tape,
Oh, the neighbors.
a bunch of people see it with him.
Thinking what the neighbors are gonna say.
And then everybody kind of like stops and looks at her
Mhm.
as he appears, and then he confronts her. And then we don't see, presumably she was arrested by Batman or whatever.
Probably, I hope so. Batman beat the shit out of her. I'm talking Dark Knight Batman. Pow!
Yeah. Breaking her fucking arms to shit.
Batarang through the eye.
Yeah.
Smashing her face in.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's the solution. And then we have Cole and Malcolm saying goodbye to each other
Mm-hmm.
because Cole says, I'm not going to see you anymore. And
Yes.
again, it's implied because he's helped him
Yeah, that
they're
solved each other's problems in this case.
yeah. So now we're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, what he really means is basically Malcolm needed the closure, and this is the closure he got.
Yeah.
It was helping another child
Helping a child.
who has the same issue,
Yeah.
and also having the chance to say goodbye to his wife.
Absolutely.
When Cole is saying his goodbyes, he says, Well, instead we'll pretend we'll see each other tomorrow.
Just say it.
And then when he's explaining, like, oh, if you want to communicate with your wife, talk to her while she's asleep. She'll hear you when she's asleep,
right,
and stuff. And he ends up going
to you.
Yeah, she ends up going to do that, and it's like, holy shit! That I didn't expect that scene to be so like heavy.
It was
Well,
a lot, yeah.
what's interesting is you see her. She has her wedding ring and her wedding band on her ring finger on the one hand, and then she's got another ring on the center finger on the other hand, because obviously his finger is bigger than hers, so she has to wear it on a different finger. So she's wearing his wedding band from when he died. So while he's talking to her and trying to like sort of reconcile with her while she's sleeping or whatever, talking to her, the ring falls off her finger and it's his ring. And then he looks at his hand and realizes
that's where he freaks out.
That's when he realizes he's like, I don't have my wedding ring anymore.
But that's also when he kind of starts looking around, and this is the heavy revelation, because then he starts looking around the house and things are a little different. The door that was locked, there's a stand or a dresser or something in front of it.
A bunch of books.
Yeah, and,
on a
and it
stand.
kind of flashes back, and it plays that clip of ghosts don't see things as
They're
they are;
doing-
they only see them as they want to. So then they start piecing together, like, oh, okay,
Yeah, they're doing the classic movie twist thing where they're replaying lines and then showing you the little hints of like The Usual Suspect is a movie that does it. Fight Club's a movie that does it.
Tons of movies.
A lot of movies do this because they
should go punch.
They don't think necessarily that you're gonna have caught all these little hints. They're really like, hey, here's all the little hints we were dropping that this is what's going on.
They have to play to the whole audience, not just the highbrow type.
Yes. I tip my hat.
They go through a whole bunch of stuff, and then you finally realize, as Malcolm realizes that he's dead.
Yeah.
Because Cole mentions that a lot of them don't know they're dead. They see as Brady said, they see what they want to see. It's a lot of here's the hammer, blah blah blah. We've been hinting at it the whole time and talking about it openly.
Yeah, it's been right in front of you.
So Bruce Willis's character Malcolm is dead, and now that he's solved the two things that are keeping him here, he can go away. And I guess that's the final scene of the movie. But before we get to that, we've already talked about it, so who gives a shit? But we should go back to that car scene.
Yes,
where
because
that's Cole. That's Cole's.
Well, and that's the thing is like, and I think that's the cool part about the relationship is they both help each other. Obviously, Malcolm being a child psychiatrist has done a lot with Cole in this time. So now Cole is not as scared of the ghosts, or at least ready to help them and confront them. So he's confronting his fears, whereas like most children, he was running from them before. Instead of being, instead of hiding things from his mom, he's gonna tell his mom exactly what's going on, tell her the truth, just straight up. I see dead people, there's ghosts, blah blah blah. Hey, someone up there just died, they're standing next to the car, right?
Yeah, and then that gives them their like sort of reconciliation moment, because she's been upset with him that he won't tell her what's going on, and she thinks he's lying about stealing the bumblebee pendant and all this
Exactly.
stuff.
And like getting into trouble at school and just being a problem child.
Yeah, so this is their reconciliation moment, and he tells her that I see grandma, and she told me that she saw you dance, and she told me that you came to her grave and asked her a question, and she said he says the answer is every day. And he's like, what was the question? And she says, do I make you proud?
Yeah, that's heavy shit. I like that part.
And then they have their big huggy, teary embrace.
Yeah.
But between those two scenes, that wraps up.
It does.
That wraps up the movie.
Strong movie, man.
Yeah, not my favorite, but certainly a good, like in terms of M. Night movies, not my favorite.
No.
Maybe number 3 on my list or 4, but I still think I do think it's a very strong movie.
Yeah, I agree. If I take it out of the M. Night verse, and like you, it's probably my 3rd or 4th. I like Unbreakable more. It's a strong movie on its own right.
Yeah.
And not necessarily just a strong M. Night movie. This movie put the guy on the fucking map, and it was a giant blockbuster.
Well, Bruce Willis was nominated for best actor.
Yeah.
Haley Joel Osment was nominated for best supporting actor. Yeah. The movie was nominated for best picture.
Crazy.
Back in the day when there's only 5,
right?
Not 10.
Yeah. Crazy
picture thing.
things.
So yeah,
Oh, wow.
it blew up really well, and it certainly made a lot of money. Like it was in theaters for a while.
Yep.
Cleared like good 90s, like 250 million or
Which was
300 million
insane.
back, which back
Which was
then is
insane.
fucking wild.
And it's like, a lot of jokes have been made about it. We've made them in this hour on the podcast, but it is a strong movie and a beautiful movie. It's a really, really good, lots of heartfelt moments.
That's the best way of putting it.
Yeah. It's a very strong, heavy, emotional movie.
Final thoughts for me. I guess we already kind of cleared that road. Yeah, I think it's a strong movie anyway.
Yeah.
Very strong movie.
Yeah.
And it's, despite the fact that its twists have been so spoiled, it is still a very good movie.
Watch it. If you're a horror fan, watch it. If you're not a horror fan, it's not really scary. So it's one of those movies you can watch and appreciate.
Yeah.
It's a good, I was thinking it would be a good baby's first horror movie.
It'd be a good, I almost debated watching it with my children because I'm like, there's not that much going on, and it is the story is worth it.
Yeah.
And it's spooky.
There's not
other spots.
There's characters like the ghosts have already had the violence done to them.
Yeah.
So you don't really see any violence in the movie.
Yeah.
It's mostly just suggested and it's creepy and stuff. But yeah, there's no, like, you don't have to watch someone get their head smashed in. Or anything.
I mean, my kids are joking about poking me with ketchup makers all day long anyway. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
What's a ketchup maker?
It makes ketchup. Yeah. So
Nice to see you.
So we got, exactly.
That's funny.
So they're little horror up and comers.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But yeah, that basically wraps up for our Sixth Sense episode. And we're gonna try something a little different for next week's episode.
Ooh, I don't like different. I hate change.
We had a little chat about one of our favorite TV shows. It's a miniseries, a Netflix miniseries that we really love, and we're gonna chat about Midnight Mass next week. See if we can talk about a 7-hour series instead of a 2-hour movie.
That's a big one, man. That's a big show.
I think it's fantastic. Yeah,
It's going to be a longer one.
Our impetus here is me and Kyle already really love the show. We got Brady on the train and he watched it, so
we're all Flana fans.
Yeah, now we all kind of have the same, and we all spoiler, we all liked it, obviously.
Yeah.
We don't all agree to pick a movie or something together that we all hate.
Yeah. Well,
unless
or other movies that we didn't know we hated until after we watched them.
Yeah.
Wait, is Allison Flanagan related to Mike Flanagan?
I don't know.
I wouldn't begin to tell you. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Flanagan again.
Oh, Allison Hannigan.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yes, it is Hannigan, not Flanagan.
Hannigan, Flanagan, Bobanigan, Hannigan.
Yeah. Anyway, until next week when we're going to church.
Wait a minute.
When we're surprisingly going to church.
Wait, we're going to church?
I refuse.
We will see you in
7 days.
Until then,
Keep your eyes open.
and that's it. We're out.